This is Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join Pastors Dave, Ty, and Shane for a fresh, fun, and often unpredictable take on faith, the Bible, and the world around us.
Hey everybody, it's another episode of Pastors Live, and we've got some great guys here in the studio today. We do have Pastor Dave is here today.
God bless you guys.
Pastor Shane is here today.
Hello.
I'm Pastor
About
Ty,
time.
and we've got Gary Austin, our engineer and our producer.
A few great men.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Did you say a few gray
It's a good
men?
movie.
Did you say gray?
Great.
Oh, great. I thought you said gray. I was taking that personally. I'm
Fantastic.
bald.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
And Shane is not gray at all.
No.
yet.
That's because his daughter's not a teenager.
Exactly.
Shane is young.
That's coming, buddy.
Exactly.
That's coming. Hey, so today is a wonderful day. We've got some great Bible readings. We also have some great comments and questions that came in we'll be addressing today. But this week is Operation Christmas Child. It's collection week. And also tomorrow night is our
Night of Thanks.
Night of Thanks and Giving. And so come and bring a dessert to share, and then also bring something to help pack a shoebox. And so it's a great time. And it is also interesting. It's National Entrepreneurs Day.
Cool.
And so everybody has everybody in here owned a business?
Of course. I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you own a business, right? I've owned a business. Of
course.
Shane, did you own a business?
I do right now.
He does right now.
Okay, right on. And, is that the dog? Watching
No,
the dogs?
I just
That
got
also,
I
but-
just got my sole proprietorship. So
Nice.
Yup.
That's awesome. And Dave, what about you?
Oh, yeah, I've had a couple of business. My favorite was the Chimney Doctor. I was
that's right.
I was a chimney sweep for a long while. It was good side money.
I have to tell you, if Gary as a producer does not bring out music from,
Jerry
Chimney, chim, chimney, chim, chim, cherie.
right? I'm just saying, that was as soon as you went there, I was like, there.
Yeah.
Thank you,
there
Mr.
it is.
Van Dyke.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
No,
thank you.
I had all the brushes and all the stuff. I made good money, man. God blessed it, and yeah.
how old were you when you?
I was at the Applegate. So
Really?
1998. So what was I? 38 years old, 36 years old, something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I ran my business until 7 years ago when I kind of packed it up. So
Yeah.
just because I finally didn't have time to keep pursuing it and everything else I was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just mothballed. It didn't go away. It's just mothballed. I always go back to it. But we've got. But hey, if you're an entrepreneur and you're out there and you're
Good on you.
good on you, man. We're really
Raise up the
thankful
next
for you, man.
generation.
Yeah,
Do it.
absolutely. Hey, so we did have some comments and questions that came in. We do have
Yes.
some great Bible readings. But I do want to point this one out from Proverbs. I think it's a great principle, especially this time of year. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eye will have many curses. And I think that's just important. Don't turn a blind eye to those who are impoverished. As a Christian, step in, see what you can do to help. I know that we've got some folks in the church that are trying to help people that are struggling to get Christmas going, struggling to get Thanksgiving meals done, and so just if you want to help people, I just encourage you to do so. God honors that when you honor those who are less fortunate and are struggling. So just encourage you in that. But we also had some great comments that came in and some questions. And so I know you guys have those. I don't have them pulled up anymore.
I'll do number one.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got? Yeah.
We trimmed it a little bit just for the sake of time. And some of it was kind of personal. Some nice things were said about us. And so we thank you for that, Matt. What a blessing. But to the meat of it, remember Matt wrote in a couple of weeks ago, Shane, and hey,
Yeah.
my nephew is going to go on his 2-year mission. Should I go?
Should I go?
to
Right.
the send off? The big.
Oh yeah, I
family
remember
deal.
that one. Yeah. Okay.
So he said it actually went very well. He ended up going, had a great visit with the family. But here's what he writes. The experience was quite profound, to put it mildly. As I was pondering the whole thing for the long drive home, I found myself thinking that the devil is really good at this. He's pretty smart. He creates a whole movement that takes truth, but then either distorts and or adds to it, and people get led astray. And he says he's very good at it and has obviously been quite successful with it. I found myself looking around that chapel and just wanting to pray for all those people, including my family, which is exactly what we had prayed for Matt as a team. He said, I vowed after leaving that, though, that I probably would not go back to another service like that again. So your choice, Matt, and that's totally, if that's what the Lord's leading you to do, bro, you follow the Lord, okay, not us. He says, I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to continue to throw questions at you through this forum from time to time because I really enjoy the program and the insights that it always gives me. And I think that's the important thing, Matt, is that when all of us have family members that they don't see eye to eye with us. We don't see eye to eye with them. And when it comes to something like this, people's religion versus a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, bro, you got to be salt and light. Part of your email, you said that you had actually connected with another family member that you guys hadn't been very close for some time, but you are actually working on building a bridge with that family member now. Bro, I think that shows some fruit from that visit. So good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job on being obedient to what the Spirit's telling you, what the Lord's working out in your heart.
That's
Matt.
right.
And we are just so thankful for your questions, man. So keep them coming.
Right. Yeah. No, I really appreciate the challenge
Yeah.
of how do we love people who are not walking with Jesus, and I would make the point that there are some really beautiful, 5 really clear and beautiful commands in the New Testament about having good relationships with those who are outsiders.
That's right.
And those who are outside the church, and realizing that they are outside the church, and what do they need because they're outside the church, and they need to be loved, and they need the gospel, and it's really hard to love at a distance. It's hard to love without proximity, and so we need to be willing to put ourselves in places where we're going to encourage and help people because we're going to be with them. And so I think part of that is just walking in wisdom, that wisdom which is from above, and that wisdom that's from above is first of all, it's peaceable. It's something that moves us to make peace with people and walk with them in a way that they can see Jesus in us. So that's always my encouragement with people, even people who've hurt us, or we have to be careful. That's a whole nother forgiveness versus wisdom thing. It's like, I can forgive you. That doesn't mean you have to come back and sit at my table. I'm not going to let you do it to me again if we're not fixing the relationship. But I think it's really important to be out there and be with people. I think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to be salt and light when you're just surrounding yourselves with Christians all the time, or you're only in church, or you only have dinner with people in your home. You don't go out to restaurants and pray and have conversations that you boldly proclaim Christ. Well, that's how you're salt and light. Or if you only go to family reunions with Christian family. Yeah, hard to be salt and light when you're surrounded by salt and light.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
absolutely.
and I'll be honest.
You know what I mean? Hard to be
yeah.
effective.
Well, yeah, and I think if you're not, what's the point of being a flashlight if you don't go into the cave?
Right.
Right. Like what's the point? Like, what?
There's
What's
a reason you have flashlights, and it's because you want to go explore dark caves or places, right? And you
bring
can't
illumination.
do that.
You bring illumination to the
unless
darkness.
you have illumination, exactly.
Well, and that's where Jesus said, "You are the light of the world," and so. And that, so that there's a real serious or imperative, right?
Yeah.
Let your light so shine. That is Jesus giving us the thing to do. The truth is that we are the light of the world.
That's correct.
And the command is, let your light so shine.
Right.
And then, of course, he shares the parable, right? He's just like, hey, listen, naturally you don't put a lamp under a basket. You put it up high so people can see it. Like,
that's right.
City on a hill can't be hidden. You shouldn't be hidden. You can't be hidden because you're the light of the world. So go be the light of the world, and shine as lights in the darkness. So I think that's important.
Absolutely.
So good for you, Matt.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
We're glad you went. And if you choose to never go again to one of those, that's between you and the Lord. And if you're feeling like, I'm not sure that was healthy for me, far out. But I think, there was fruit from it. And so the Lord will show you on that one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to do another one, you guys?
Yeah, we got time.
absolutely.
Let's
Do
do
you
it.
have number 2 up there, Shane?
Yeah, number 2. This comes in from Chelsea in Victor, Idaho. What up, Chelsea?
Hi, Chelsea.
Love Victor.
I do too, man.
Beautiful.
Sylvia and I ride bikes there.
Yes.
Love it.
She writes in, hello, pastors. Forgiveness sounds beautiful when you preach about it on Sunday or even discuss it on your podcast, but living it out hurts.
Ouch. Yeah. it
My
can.
mom's drinking hasn't just affected her, it's affected my entire sense of worth. Every time I try to forgive, I feel like I'm saying what she did was okay, and it wasn't.
No.
I know Jesus said to forgive 70 times 7, but I don't think he meant to let someone keep breaking your heart. Am I thinking that the right way? So what does real forgiveness look like? Can I forgive my mom and still protect myself? Can love exist without letting her keep hurting me and the rest of my family? From Chelsea.
Wow.
Well, Chelsea, you
God
know,
bless you, Chelsea.
Yeah. First of all, I want to let you know that I really hear you, and I understand what you're saying. I understand that idea of like, you know, I've been hurt so badly. I mean, does forgiveness mean I need to keep letting this happen? And I want to let you know, I commend you for being honest. I commend you for being real, because those are very real hurts that you're experienced. I think the thing that I'd want to encourage you in is, you know, let's just take it for a minute where we're at. You just kind of look out there, and there's a lot of people that have hurt other people, and I would say, you know, it's okay to understand that I'm going to release my desire for vengeance, like forgiveness. I'm going to release my desire for, you know, what I want, and I'm just going to release that. And that's the forgiveness we're talking about. Sometimes when I talk about it, as a forgiveness is about your freedom, but that freedom also allows you to say, hey, yes, I forgive you, but at the same time, I can't let you be in my space because you're not repentant. I forgive, so I'm not carrying your sin anymore, your thing anymore. But wisdom tells me that I can't let you in my space now. And I think that those are hard things to find the balance to. They're not easy at all. If you think about Jesus, right? Did Jesus experience having to deal with people that have hurt him? And yes, he did. And he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And, you know, he's on the cross and he's dying for the sins of the world. And the people just didn't understand what they were doing. And in some ways, maybe your mom doesn't fully understand how she's hurting you. And even when you're trying to explain it to her, she's not hearing you. And I understand that she may not, but it's okay to say, hey, you know, I forgive. I'm not holding on to my desire for vengeance here, but I also realize that I need to keep my family safe and I need to keep myself safe. So I'm not saying what you did was okay. And I don't want you to keep breaking my heart, but I want you to realize something, that, you know, you love your mom. And so when she does things that are crazy, it's probably going to break your heart. And it's going to hurt you. And I there's nothing there's no magic words or magic wand to that one. Nope. When people sin against us, the blood of Christ cleanses us from all sin. I just want to remind you of that when you have when you've experienced sin done against you, which is what you're talking about, or sin done in your presence, when things are happening, you can still come to Jesus and you can plead the blood of Jesus on those things and be cleansed from those things that have been done to you that hurt you. And please understand, your question's very real, and I just want you to sit with it. Don't try and, I have to do this or I have to do that. It's okay to just sit with it and just say, I know God's called me to let go and to not repay evil for evil, but to repay evil with good. But, it's okay to just kind of sit with that and just think about it for a minute and go, well, how do I do this in a way that I can protect myself, but still honor God by showing forgiveness? It's your personal journey. It's something that you're working through there with your mom. It's hard. It's a lot.
Setting boundaries is not unkind.
Yeah.
No, setting boundaries is actually wise.
And
for
kind.
both parties.
And
Yeah.
kind to both parties.
And I think about in the Old Testament where they say you're not supposed to, you don't remove the landmarks, don't remove the boundaries.
The boundaries.
Right. And I think once you set a boundary, and that other person comes in and tries to remove that boundary, you can be honest and say no.
That's right.
Because the boundary's been set.
That's right.
And those are really, really important. And boundaries, if you think about, walls have doors for a reason. You put the bad stuff out, let the good stuff in. So that's important. And Dave's absolutely right. Boundaries boundaries aren't sin. Boundaries are good.
Yeah, 100%. Chelsea, I can relate to you very, very well. My family was destroyed by addiction and brought divorce and hardship and all of that. So I relate very, very well. And there's one thing in your question that I really wanted to get at and speak into. And so you asked, am I thinking the right way in this question, in this dynamic? Well, there is one area that I wanted to comment on, and it says, my mom's drinking hasn't just affected her, it's affected my entire sense of worth. And I wanted to gently just say, man, yes, in the chaos that is going on, that chaos can distract you from where your true worth comes from, and that's from the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. And so no person's actions or view of myself or anybody in the studio or anybody in the world determines our worth. And when we start looking to our worth in anything other than Christ, it gets really confusing.
That's right.
And so
Yeah.
what I would encourage you to do in this season of, how do I forgive and how does this dynamic look? Pastor Ty was talking about Jesus on the cross, and that was where I was going to go too. Jesus was able to say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, because forgiveness is about having compassion, not on ourselves, but actually on the other person. Compassion and mercy. In Matthew chapter 18, when Jesus gives the parable of the two servants, one with a big, huge unpayable debt and one with a tiny debt, the one with the unpayable debt says, Lord, have mercy on me. And the king has mercy on this individual. And so when we have mercy on the people around us that are hurting us, mercy triumphs over judgment, James says, right? Yeah. And that's a very hard thing to do. I love what you said. Man, we can preach about it all day long, but living it out is very difficult. Yes, it is. But I would encourage you, don't look to your mom for your self-worth. Look to Jesus for your sense of worth, and have compassion on those who hurt you. Not saying that it's okay, not saying that what they did is right or anything like that, but it's understanding, man, they don't even know that they're doing this, and how broken is that person. I need to pray for them. I need to forgive them and pray for them and seek that God would just pour out his Spirit on them. And then, of course, like we already discussed, the boundaries are 100% practical. And I would say, make sure the boundaries have an attitude of just the Holy Spirit. Have an attitude of Jesus, where it's like, hey, here's the boundaries that are set up, and I don't want these to necessarily exist for all of life, but until you can get a handle on this thing that keeps hurting me, we can't keep going like this.
Listening to you talk, it reminded me, and I had to look it up to be sure I had the right passage, but in Luke chapter 4, the people in the synagogue, as Jesus was speaking, it says they were all filled with wrath, and they rose up and thrust him out of the city, and they led him to the brow of the hill on which their city was built. This is Nazareth, by the way, so they're up north, that they might throw him down over the cliff. And watch this, verse 30, Luke chapter 4, verse 30. Passing through the midst of them, he went his way. Jesus set up boundaries between him and the people who wanted to hurt him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just the truth of the matter. These people wanted to hurt him. He just walked through the midst of them and separated himself from them. There comes a time when it is not only okay, it's right
it's wise
to separate yourself and have boundaries from those who would harm you.
Yeah. I think too, I want to kind of piggyback on what Shane was saying, is to remember your identity is in Christ. You are in Christ. You are a child of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And just because you have been hurt by somebody in this life doesn't mean your identity in Jesus has to change. And really lean into what that means. You might want to spend some time, just read through Ephesians 1 through 3, right? And then read through Philippians chapter 4 and kind of maybe bring this to the Lord in supplication and say, God, help me. But then you might want to really look at James chapter 1, and then James chapter 3, in that idea of like just biblical wisdom, walking in wisdom, because, forgiveness means I let it go. Wisdom means I'm not going to let you hurt me anymore. And there's where the boundary is. And it's okay to have a biblical boundary. And we're running out of time again for today. Thank you so much for sending that in. And thanks for being real. Yeah. And we want to let you know, we really honor that. We honor you being real, and we commend that to you as well. And so you're loved, your family, guys. And from all of us here, hey, God bless you. Join us tomorrow night for our night of Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join us again for more Bible talk, laughter, and unexpected tangents. Questions or feedback? Pastors Live at therev.fm. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.